Share my life. Share my life. You can trust in me, baby. Trust in me. You're all I want. I'm aching, you're everything I need. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. He cut up on that soul. Hey y'all, it's your girl Miss Ray. Welcome into the light today, y'all. I am here to talk to y'all about getting a life that you better deserve, right? A better life that you deserve. You've been settling for less your whole life. You've been settling for mediocrity or settling for just the mundane things, right? When you know deep down inside of you, you desire so much more. But a lot of times we be afraid to go after what it is that we truly want, right? So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about actually putting yourself in creator mode. So there's two modes you can be operating from my opinion, okay? The first one is a state of victimhood where you're allowing the circumstances to define you. You're allowing the circumstances to play out instead of you creating, which is the other one, being in creative mode or victimhood, right? So in victim mode, we make excuses for ourselves, or we find fault in everything or outside of us. We don't take any accountability, right? And we're operating from a place of, but what if this happens again, based off of what happened in your past? But when you're in creator mode, you're now operating from, what if it could turn out good? What are the endless possibilities that can happen from this? And this is what we are. We are creative beings. We were designed to come here and to create our reality, to create bring it into the realm that we're on, the earthly realm that we can see, right? It's already in the spiritual realm, but now we got to pull it out of the atmosphere and make it become a reality in the natural world. So getting into the creator mode is simply all you got to do, okay? And once you start getting into creator mode, no matter what it is that you desire, you're going to start walking in a place of abundance, right? Where versus lack, victimhood breeds lack, but creative mode breeds abundance, right? And when you're in creative mode, you're not just creating or receiving abundance for that one particular thing that you're going for, or that you're attracting into your life, but you're more so going into it and receiving it from every direction possible. You just have to be open to however you receive it. So in a place of victimhood, in order to face your day, you may say something like, oh boy, I gotta face today. I gotta get the day started. What's gonna happen today? See, the things that we speak out of our mouth determines where we are. It has got us where we are so far. But when you're in creative mode, you get the chance to determine whether you're going to go out there and you're going to radiate your energy to the world. You have something to give. I'm not looking to receive what the world has to give me and wait for them to do something just to confirm what I was thinking or a negative belief. But I am going out here to share my energy with the world, my positive energy with the world. I am going out here and showing God. You know what I'm saying? If we are saying that we are with God, then we have to exude that. We have to represent God. We can't be expect so many things in your life to open up and begin to flourish. That's what's blocking you right now. If you're having a hard time, it is the victim mentality versus creator mentality. And sometimes you just have to shift that old negative stale energy around by, even if it's externally cleaning up your space or dusting, or just shift the energy, the atmosphere that you are in. And once you shift that atmosphere, you begin to make space in your mind. So even though it's not quote unquote, in the Bible, there is a saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. And it is so true, because if you have a clean space, and then you get to operate in God, and you get to experience God on a whole nother level internally, because you're not cluttered in your mind. You're not all over the place. You're not thinking about all of the things that got to be done, or all of the fears that you may have. You are simply experiencing God, and you are understanding that you are put here to enjoy life, to enjoy every experience, whether you deem it to be good or bad. You no longer deem it to be anything but an experience from God, right? So, and that's part of the I am that I am. Start speaking positive things over yourself. Start controlling your day. If you are starting your day, you need to be determining what type of day you gonna have, not what type of day somebody else can bring you or somebody may exude to you, because you're preparing yourself, you're clenching your stomach up in hopes of the negative when you can control your day. Remember, you are in control of you. I want y'all to say that. I am in control of myself. And when you are not in control of yourself, that means you out of control. Wait. Holiday, hold up. Don't give it to her dry like that. Run that back. Give it to, you gotta wet it up a little bit. You gotta wet it up a little bit. You can't give it to him dry like that, Holiday. But seriously, when you are not in control, that simply means you are out of control. Whatever it is in your life, whatever it is that you're experiencing. If you don't have control over your time, then the time is controlling you. And now you become a slave to time, because you're trying to catch up and you're trying to get things done that it's just not working in your favor, because you can't even find the time to do things, right? But here's the thing, and here's the thing to know, like, time is truly the real currency if you think about it, because we get rewarded with more time when we can control our time. We get rewarded with time, right? We find more time in the day to do stuff, and then we realize once we get things done, oh wow, it ain't even take that long. I got some more time in the day to do what I want to do now. But when you are out of control, you don't have that type of time. You can't even find it. You think that your whole day is consumed, and if only they could make two of me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the things that you say from a place of victimhood versus creator mode. And then the same thing as well, you have consequences where if you actually have to go to prison or what have you, you are the consequences that you receive is what? You have to serve time. So time is your currency. It's up to you to decide how you're going to use your time. How are you going to maintain a place of balance, right? In your life? How are you going to get your internal world to be in alignment with God and what his true desires that he has, that the plans that he has for your life? How are you going to get to that place? How are you going to experience the good things of God? Because if you're steady focusing and clenched up and scared to make moves because you don't think God is who God is, you'll never be able to reach the full potential of what he got for you in store. You'll never be able to really see what the plans is of his life, because you get stuck at a place that you don't like, and then you think that everything is supposed to turn out bad. No. Everything in your life is supposed to turn out for the good of those who love the Lord, right? So it's supposed to turn out for your good. And that's why the house is undivided. What did it say? What does that scripture say? The house undivided? The house divided? A divided house. Hold on, let's see. Because you are operating in your flesh or your ego versus operating in your God state. So that house is undivided because you're going against God. Every time you speak negative, think negative, don't think that God can come through for you, you are out of alignment, and that house is divided. So it says a house divided cannot stand. It's going to crumble. It's going to fall. You're going to keep getting the same things that you've been getting. You're going to keep getting the same reality that you've been attracting into your life, that you've been thinking, that you've been speaking, the same things that you've been doing over and over. So you have to now, you got to put your foot on your neck, pretty much. You got to put the foot on your neck. And you got to understand when you make a decision, hey, when you make a decision to say, I'm going to change it, then you just have to know that opposition will come up to test you in any area. You know what, I don't want to identify with that anymore, so I'm going to choose a new identity. Now that old programming and that old identity within you is going to challenge you because it wants to stay comfortable. It doesn't want you to change. It only can perceive things on a fleshly or earthly level. It doesn't understand spiritual things, so it's going to keep you in a place of comfort where really you are discomforted because you don't even want to be there to begin with. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure that you are operating out of that creative mode, that you are understanding that when I make this decision, this is going to come. The chaos is going to come to look like that it's proving me to be right. But no, it's proving that you are stronger than what you are, and it is developing you, right? You are being developed in the process. So that's where you want to operate in creative mode. Step into your creative mode and start creating things. Start speaking things, the changes that you want to see. And merely all it really is this being asleep versus being awake. And really what that is you're either being conscious about every single decision that you make. You're consciously making decisions. You're consciously paying attention to your thoughts, patterns, and behaviors. You are consciously paying attention to how you operate so that you can make the necessary changes to step into your new identity. You are now you're looking for ways to improve, because why, you can recognize it. And I know in the beginning it's kind of it can be kind of catchy, like you got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself doing it, because remember, you've been programmed all your life to do things a certain way. So it's going to take time. You don't just hurry up and change into this new person. You have to consciously be aware of all of your thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that you have in order to change your reality. So when that negative thought come up, you challenge it, you sit with that emotion, and then you decide that it's time to change it, change the perspective of it, so that you can get into the creator mode. If it's a thought that's from victimhood, go on to the suburbs, baby, and think about creative mode of it. Well, how can this benefit you? How is this working out for your good, even when you don't see it working out for your good, right? Even when you don't understand the process, because that's really what it is. We want to be in so much control that we don't understand that the unknown is the place of unlimited possibilities. Yes, yes. Unlimited possibilities. So be conscious of every decision, or you can go back to the way that we've been programmed to do, which is unconsciously move around and say things that we really don't mean and think things that we really don't want to think. Or, when you go back to that unconscious state where you're not paying attention, now you are surrounded by people that you have the rose colored glasses on, and you don't understand what's going on. Or you may say, like, I didn't see this before. No, you just weren't conscious of your environment, of everything around you, in order to see something sooner. The red flags, whatever it was, been there all along, or the green flags been there, whatever it is, all along. But you weren't consciously aware to be able to recognize it, to know that it was even an opportunity for you to develop. You look so pretty, and always remember to believe in yourself. And remember to always never listen to those haters. Exactly. Thank you. He said, I like your top as Marvel Comics. And it's how God first started talking to me back in the day. God used the Incredible Hulk to teach me to keep my anger in check. Wow, that's beautiful. He used the Incredible Hulk Now you could take that same thing, the Incredible Hulk, and you can use that to apply it towards your strength and your creativity. How you just turn into this beast, like "Urgh, I could accomplish anything that I want. It's no more victimhood where it's like the little version of it, right? Now you stepping into that big energy where you just exuding your strength and your power, but you're doing it the right way because you've consciously made decisions. You've made calculated risk in your life. That's what a calculated risk is. It's a conscious decision, a conscious thought. You've consciously thought about everything, how it's going to play out. But when you moving around and you're not really thinking, and then you say things that you really don't mean, you do things that you really didn't want to do, you're operating from a place of pleasing others before you please yourself, right? And that's why you have to make a determination to spend more time with yourself. Every single day you have to give and pour into yourself, and it's not just no, I'm gonna take 10 minutes out the day to pour into myself or to put me first. No, putting yourself first is something that you have to do throughout the day. You have to consciously, every moment of the day, you have to consciously say, I have to put me first. And if whatever it is that you're doing at that present moment, when you recognize, are you putting yourself first or are you not? Every time you think about it, did I put myself first? Oh, am I doing it now? Okay. If you are, good. If you're not, it's okay. Change it because now you've recognized it, right? We got to get out of the place of where we're just beating ourselves up and at the same time we making excuses for the behavior just to constantly go back and beat ourselves up again. That's kind of like people that pray and ask God for forgiveness and then they turn around and do the same thing over and over again. No, just stop beating yourself up, give yourself grace, and then move forward and try to make a different change. And yes, it's going to take time. And yes, it's going to take repetition for you to be able to have the belief in yourself to say it's easier as you do it. It's easier as time passes, remember? So is time really an illusion? Because that's another thing I just was thinking, like, is time really an illusion? Because some things may take time and some things can happen in an instant. Oh, wow. So he didn't use the whole team for you, huh? He used the whole team for you to give you different revelations. So yeah, that's really what it's about, y'all. It's stepping into the creative mode. We don't want to play victim no more. We tired of our own scenarios and victimhood stories and stuff, and always thinking about other things and the triggers. Like we got to get to a place where we can start sitting with those triggers and processing it the proper way in order to not have to repeat those cycles of going through those same triggers, because what's going to happen is you just going to keep getting triggered over and over and over, and it's like putting new wine in old wine skins because you're not changing your identity. You're actually running from what is triggering you instead of facing it to say what's going on internally, because we can recognize the external issue that we're having and we may respond or react from a sleep position because we're not consciously aware of how we should make that next move or how we should say the next thing or based off of the trigger. And then now we have to go back and repeat that all over again because we ain't passed the test. I remember there was a time when I was like 12 or 13 where I was having and devil and voices, and where I saw monsters and things I saw that made me lose more hope, and that there was where I didn't really had God in. I remember there were a time when I was like 12, 13, when I was having the devil and voices. You was hearing the devil and voices, and or you saw monsters. Oh wow. And I was crying all night, and but I was, baby, you gotta write that over again. I can't really make that out. You started, okay, I got it. you said, so basically you're saying when I was having and started having God in your life, you felt better. All right, good. Yeah, because that house undivided. When you at war with yourself, because your spirit man is the one that's supposed to be in control, because we are spirit beings and then we have a soul and live in our body. But when the flesh wants to take over and keep you in that place of comfortability and that ego step up to the forefront, we're not operating in our true authentic self, right? So we're not operating in our divine power that God has given us. We are not walking in God's image. But once we connect with that spirit that God has put on the inside of us, you are in total alignment, right? Because the spirit can go before you. The spirit can see things that you can't see. And it's probably to make sure that that space is safe for you to be in, because it's going to give you that nudge if it don't, right? And then it'd be like, something told me, I should have went with my first mind. That's the spirit that goes before us. So that's why it's more important to operate in this spiritual aspect of us versus the ego side of us, because that's the biggest enemy in us, right? The enemy within, that ego. And if that enemy outside of you can't do anything to you, because more than what the ego, the enemy within, does to you. God used the book of Eli to tell me God has chosen me. Also used Mel Gibson movie Apocalypto. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. I really feel like, when people say that they're a chosen one, I really feel like it's really just you saying you chose you. I choose me. What do you say? I choose you, baby. I choose you. You choosing yourself. That's how you choose God. We're chosen. Many are called. The call and come, but then everybody don't want to choose themselves. Everybody don't want to face the reality of things. Everybody don't want to grow within themselves, right? But the ones that do and they answer that call, they are chosen because they choose the God in them. hmm You want to see the reality of things, right? That it's all an experience. That's where the chosen coming in at. God was using these types of ways to talk to me because I didn't read the Bible back then. God will use anything. Yes, that's powerful, because God will use anything wherever you are, however your circumstance is. He will show up no matter what your circumstance is, and he put the Holy Spirit on the inside of you. So that's good, because the Bible really is plenty, and millions of people that probably haven't even read the Bible, but the Holy Spirit within them has still led them, right? But that's good. That's a blessing. That is truly a blessing. That let you know God got his hand over you, right? God got his hand. He got the will of his life. The will for your life over you is powerful. If he called and you answer that call, some great things in store for you. It's great things that are already here for you that you'll be attracting into your life. It's such a powerful relationship once you answer that call, right? I have made a vow to God. If he saved my life, I give my life to him. He saved my life, but I spent 2 years denying him. Wow. Yeah, sometimes it can be easier to run than to face him. But then when you realize that, when you look at the world or the wickedness of the world, and you like, God, the world, God, I'm sticking with God. Because y'all over there, y'all crazy, y'all wildin', and there's nothing more powerful than God. Like, everything even the devil, you got to go to God. Like, the devil don't have more power than God. He's a dupe. What they call them, dupes. He's a dupe of God. So everything has to answer to God. So why not be on a winning team, right? I'm glad you got on that winning team and stop warring with yourself. That's good. That's powerful. And it's a growth process. So for every level, it's an opportunity for us to be able to go deeper. We got to go higher. Got to go deeper, God. And that relationship building that you have, because think about it, even before you picked up the Bible, the relationship was there. It just may not have been a good relationship. We have all different types of relationships in our lives, some that are very strong, the bonds are strong, and then you have some relationships where you may not see that person often, but when you see each other, it's like, hey, what up, but then you have some where it's like you gotta question them relationships. So we all have their relationship with God. It's just at different levels, and then to grow on deeper levels with God, so that way we can walk in the fullness thereof. Right? God sent signs and wonders and spoke to me through movies and songs to tell me I owe him a life. Oh yeah. He'll go through billboards too. Billboards, signs, wonders, synchronicities. He'll use anything to get your attention in order to convict your spirit. You said you thought you was going crazy. Well, I mean, anytime we can believe in the unknown, that people probably would call us crazy, right? It would be defined as that. So hey, we all a little crazy. Everybody, we all got a little bit of us in us. It's all right. That's probably should be redefined, because society has deemed it as crazy, but it maybe should be redefined as the norm, and people who don't believe should be deemed as crazy. Man. But yeah, that's what I got for y'all today. Really get into that creative mode where you are experiencing life on a whole nother level, experiencing God on a whole nother level, right? Um, and then stop looking at situations in your life and circumstances in your life as obstacles or things like that. Your view on them is hindering you from passing those tests, right? Sometimes it's like taking a vacation to me. Okay? Listen, hear me out. It's like taking a vacation. Some experiences in our life you may have, it may be short lived, right? And, it may be a staycation, or it may be a one tank trip that you have to go on, but you're coming back within a day or two, right? And it's like a getaway for that moment, but in a process, or you may have somewhere you're going to cruise. It may be a 7-day cruise, and sometimes you're going to have to pack, you're going to have to plan, you're going to have to prepare, you're going to have to be fully in alignment to make sure that everything goes well in order to fulfill that trip that you're taking. Some trips is only required to go, those road one tank trips, they're designed to go on the road, on the highways, right? But those ones where you may have to get on a cruise, you may have to take a plane to get there, right? And a lot of times we be stuck on the ground trying to stay at staycations for the time period or duration of 7-day cruises. We want to stay places longer than where we are, but baby, get back on that road. You want to fly high and get there. It's going to require more to get there to that cruise, to have more time away or do whatever it is while you're going through that experience in your life. But we try to stay longer but it's not meant for that. But at the same time, it's preparing in the process. You got to prepare for the next experience that comes up in your life, whatever it is. It's got a lesson behind it. It's something for you to learn out of it. So it's nothing to hurt you or harm you, or it's nothing to make you feel like nothing works out in your life. No, think of it as a vacation. What is it that I need to do to plan and prepare to get to this vacation so that I can get on back? What are you supposed to learn out of it? Make every experience in your life enjoyable. Find the best in it. As much as we can find the best in people and look at the potential of other people, we got to start applying that to our own lives. We have to start applying the experiences to what God is doing for us, even when we don't understand it. We have to see the potential. God's never failed you, He hasn't. So if God has never failed you, look at the potential of what the next outcome could be, how it's going to work out in your favor, how it's going to work out for your good. When I asked God to save me, I asked in my heart. No one could hear that, but I was saved from a car accident where everyone else died right there on the road. Oh, wow. That heart space is that creative space. That heart space is that true, authentic space where you are doing things and you're not having a fear or nothing's holding you back from being you in that moment, from to experience God, right? So that heart space is huge. I like that. Wait a minute, you said I opened the Bible and first scripture I looked at, answered the question in my head. Next thing, through scripture, I was talking with God. Don't it be like that sometimes? You can open up the Bible, a book, or anything, and then next thing you know, you open it up right where you needed it in that very moment, right? That's the beauty of God. Like, He just shows up to you. All you have to do is really, truly want it deep down in your heart. We can say stuff out our mouth all the time, but just, yes. You said, I could see and hear God telling me I owe Him the vow that I made. And the way that you pay Him back for the vow that you made is by showing yourself approved, is by going through constant tests. Like, God puts us through a series of tests for our loyalty. Like, He wants to make sure that I'm going to bless you, but I got to make sure that you're not just speaking something with your mouth, that is truly deep in your heart. You could say you want to change, but then if you don't do it, because I know you're not sincere or you're serious about it, by the actions that you take, by the things that you do, the way that you don't pass the test, everything in life is like, when you make that decision, you're being tested. And it's only to take you to a higher place. It's only to help grow you. And it's only to help better you. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's what I have for y'all today. I got to get to work. So I got some more work to do. You said I spent a good 2 years pretending I couldn't see or hear God calling me. Ooh, that's crazy. I tried that too. And you know what it showed me? Obedience was better than sacrifice. Oh, you talk about a chastisement. Running from God, when you know He calling you and He keep giving you water that says and waters and says and you don't want to do it, He all right. Now you got to get put in compromising situations where it's like, if you'd have just obeyed and listened to His voice and His commands, then it could save us from a lot of stuff. I know personally, yes, obedience is better than sacrifice. But when I did turn around to talk with God, I asked Him why you saved me. Because He created you. You were made in His image. You are His own. He created all of us. You're no least than the rest of us. We are. Listen, okay, so if you talking about I couldn't understand because I was just another sinner, ain't we all? That's just human nature. We all are. And think about the best people, the best warriors, the best people in the Bible that when you read it, I don't know how long you've been reading your Bible, but think about all of the people in there. When you share his story, that's their stories, when you see it, you start to realize that all of them were sinners. The ones who recognized that they were sinners did the best work. Huh? I might cut you, but I'm going to serve God. I might kill you, but I'm going to serve God. You know, I didn't even say it, but you know, that's just what it is. It's like, it's a humbling process. When we go through our sins and we have this life of stuff, we're more open to say, you know what, I confess, I give up, I'm tired of being in control, you know, I want you to lead my life, God. It's the humbleness that comes upon us because of the things that we had to go through in life, right? The sin, because that led up to those sins. You know, people just don't just do sins to be doing. Some people do, okay, never mind. But a lot of times the sins that are committed that we have in our society is because of things that we haven't dealt with on a whole nother level spiritually within us. So it's when you tired of being tired and God can use you, that's the perfect person that God can use. He don't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. The ones who answer the call, because you're saying, I don't know what to do. I don't put myself at this lowest point. Only you can fix it. Only you can fix it. And it's usually when we get to rock bottom. And that way it ain't nowhere to go but up. So he gonna use you before he gonna use somebody that don't want to change or don't see the fault in themselves and they feel like that they're perfect because you understand that you're a sinner. Oh, you are the apple of his eye. You got a mission. You got a story to tell. Get your testimony out there. It's something about you. It's something about you. I don't know what the big testimony is because that just seemed like a little piece of the puzzle. But it's something big on the inside of you that God trying to get out of you, and you afraid to get that big thing out of you, that testimony, whatever it is. God's trying to use you for a big, uh, something big in your life. I'm not sure, but for you to go through that process and looking at the outcome of that situation and how He saved you, there's it's something big over your life. And that's why you were chosen out of the bunch. Hmm. Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. You said you ain't buy it or find it. Well, how you get it? Somebody gave it to you? Or is it spiritual? Somebody gave it to you? But yeah, that's beautiful. So step into your creative mode, y'all. Start being in a space of looking at things as unlimited opportunities that are available for you, that are here to benefit you. Have that Garden of Eden experience where, you know, Adam and Eve may not have survived it, or they may have got kicked out, but you have that same very opportunity in your life where you can receive that abundance that God has for you, that Garden of Eden experience. Because why? Heaven, the kingdom of heaven, is right here, right? And that's what God wants you to experience. The beauty of life. That's what it signifies. The beauty, having things come to you, not having to stress. When you know that because of who you serve and whose you are, you know that things are going to come into you. You don't have to chase. You don't have to look for it. It's going to come find you. So allow things to come find you once you put yourself in a space of being a receiver, being open to the abundance that is for your life, where you know that there is more for you. Stop looking in the stop putting yourself in the confines of what everybody else want from you. And I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to operate in my purpose because what are people going to think of me, or what are people going, you know what I mean? Like, you just stop looking at how the world is going to perceive you and whatever it is, and then you can walk in your true authentic self. Or you don't want to have to walk on eggshells with people. Like, we got to get out of that place because it is really holding you back from taking that vacation, them flights. All right, it's keeping you on the ground where you keep going to all of these short lived out experiences in your life that you feel like it should have lasted longer. It's keeping you on the ground, going taking them staycations and on one tank trips when you supposed to be up in the air. Okay, so get into that creative mode and get up into that air, baby, and you get on that cruise where it's gonna take you. Listen, I love a good cruise. I really do. Oh, and it ain't even the cruise, y'all. It's just the food. It's just the food. I love to eat, okay? So, I mean, I used to, but I still do, but a little bit now. But, that cruise food, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let me know when you do it so I can watch it. I'll support it. Let me know when you do your interview. Yes. I would love to watch it and support. So, yeah, that's it, y'all. Stay in creative mode. Be happy about life. Don't feel like you got a job to do for God. No, I get to do this for the Lord. This ain't nothing you. I mean, you could choose to do what you want to do. At the end of the day, how God will respond is up to God. But you get an opportunity to do this. You're not obligated or held down. It ain't like your job. Stop looking at everything in life like your job, like you gotta be there. You don't want to. It's just, oh, woe is me. I just can't wait when it's gonna be over with. Oh my God, I gotta keep working all these years. Oh my God. That's how y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Versus I get to. I get to take part in the experience of being used as a vessel by God to pour out His heart onto the world, because that's your heart. That's how He pours His heart out into the world, to the unbelievers, to the people who have real tears and real things that they need, that they need God to step in for, and they may be looking for that sign. And here it is, you pop up on the scene and you pour your heart, which is the heart of God, out onto these people because you allow God to use you. You feel what I'm saying? When you step out your door every single day, make sure you make it a point to tell yourself, I am going to I'm going to exude God's power, God's love, whatever it is, over everybody. I'm just going to go spread love, right? It's like Christmas. This time of year usually be the highest frequency time of the year. I don't know why. Okay, maybe y'all could put it out in the comments. But this is like a high frequency time where everybody's just in the spirit. Oh, wait a minute. In the spirit. Everybody's in the spirit versus the it. Shut your mouth and keep on talking. Okay, so everybody in the spirit during this holiday season, and then when it's over, we go back to normal, negative talk, and this season right here though, everybody holding doors open for people. Like, if we could just keep this high vibrational frequency throughout the year. If we could just keep exuding the love and power of God into other people's lives in January or February, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. You said, I told the church of my ring and how God chose me. I've been rejected by the church ever since. You're not rejected by the church. You rejected by yourself. You rejected yourself because you went outward to tell the church That's looking for validation, right? You wanted them to validate what God had confirmed to you personally. And then, see, they may not have the eye that you have, the vision that God has given you. They didn't give it to them, so they won't even understand it. So while you sitting up thinking that they are rejecting you, no, you're rejecting you because you got to step into the faith part of saying, I know what I know. God gave me this ring. This is what I know. So regardless of the fact, right? Regardless of who got something to say, God gave it to me. It's just like that purple coat. When God gave it to Joseph, couldn't nobody tell him no. That I told you the dream, you didn't like it, and then I moved on and I went and still fulfilled God's plan for my life because it is what it is. I'm not holding myself back for y'all. I'm not standing in this sunken place over here with y'all. So you still got to go on with the mission. But don't ever reject yourself by putting other people's opinions and validations on top of how you feel and how God told you and confirmed something to you personally. Uh-uh. You could like it or not. I wouldn't care. I'm not going to even ask your opinion. I'm not going to even talk to you about it because it ain't for you to talk about, for you to try to sway me and sway me to have another belief or to put me in a state of fear because of their own limited mindset. Oh, no. So stop going to people asking them to confirm what God done said and to give you the praises that God already gonna give you. God, the praises is coming with it once you start to walk into it and you step into your rightful place, right? The praises is gonna come and you give it all back to God because at the end of the day, they can't do nothing for you. Your mission is to save the world, not the church. Well, some of the people in the church, right? But whoever want to be saved. But your mission is to get out there and do God's work. That's it. Yeah. No, that's not. Usually you say, I hear you, but they reject me by mockery and building sermons around me to make out I'm some kind of false prophet. No, let me tell you what they did. When they make sermons that are around you, basically what they're saying is that aspect of you triggered me, so I'm going to speak a message. And yeah, on the outside, it looked like that message was for you, but that message was really for themselves. We are only experiencing people outside of us because we're getting an experience of who we are and what we are. So whatever it is that they projected onto you was really what was in their heart. They didn't do it to you. They did it to God. You serve God. You just a vessel. They do. But what I'm saying is they are really speaking from a place of what's bothering them. It's just being projected off as if it's for you. You know, the message that you receive when somebody be like, oh, I heard this message and I thought about you. It was for you. No, that message, that part, whatever that part of that message was that you heard, it was for you. It wasn't for me. It was for you. That's why you heard it. The sign came to you. You know what I'm saying? So when people be speaking those messages, all they really doing is they are answering the problem to their triggers, but they didn't receive it because they unconsciously did it. You feel what I'm saying? Don't pick up nobody else's stuff, baby. Now, don't pick up their stuff. Let them hold their own baggage. Because when you carry that baggage that was meant for them, that they try to project on you, you're the one that's going to live a life of holding on to that didn't belong to you. God didn't design you for that. Because guess what? They have to live with knowing that you were the chosen. That's the whole point. So who really winning? The one that was chosen or the one that got up in the church trying to make a mockery of you, but it was really, the message was really about them. Hmm. So that's the message I have for y'all today. I appreciate y'all for, tuning in, listening, interacting, and yeah. But we're going to get out of the place of victimhood and we're going to start operating from that place of creator, okay? We're going to start creating the things that we want in our life. From this moment on, we're going to think and speak the very things that we want to see in our reality. What did Kathy Hughes say? What's your reality, right? What's your reality? You really get to determine what your reality is based off of your thinking. And it's either a positive charge or a negative charge. But either way, it's still designed to help you grow. Will you make the decision to consciously grow? Or will you go back to sleep and move around unconsciously as if you didn't just see what you just saw? Do you think that you're going to unsee the things that you are seeing in your life so that you can keep repeating those cycles? Or are you ready to make that change and start creating your reality from a higher place? Either way, let's grow.